Which country has the most delicious food? I'm Dutch, so basically any other country's food is better. Thailand hits all the flavor notes. Sweet, sour, bitter, salty, umami. It's so wonderful. Japan and Mexico have some of the best street food I've ever had. Peru, Italy, and Spain have the best local dishes. If you're lucky to try authentic homemade food, there's no going back. You'll be craving it every day of your life. Any country that touches the Mediterranean. Only in Australia is it a crime to have a succulent Chinese meal. Mexico's got everything. Fresh, greasy, light, spicy, fatty, sandwiches, rice, chips, fruit, cheese. It's endlessly delicious. Mexican may not be my last meal, but if I was stuck on a desert island with only one cuisine, I think Mexican would take the longest for me to tire of. Definitely not Iceland. Mexico, Thailand, or Vietnam. I can't pick just one. I visited a few different regions in Mexico and lived in a border city for a while. The regional variations in Mexican food are so vast, and the use of spice, texture, and acid is amazing. My favorite type of Mexican food is fresh Baja-style seafood. There is nothing better than aguachile or ceviche on a hot day, and the simple vegetable dishes are always delicious too. Thailand and Vietnam. I have never visited either country, but I've eaten at a lot of U.S. restaurants. They just taste so fresh, and their use of sweet, sour, savory is so vibrant and alive. My family is from a European country known for their food too, but I find the food from there to be very bland and heavy. It's not bad, but it just doesn't do it for me the way that Mexican, Thai, and Vietnamese do. Lebanon, full of flavors, herbs, fruits, and spices. I could live on that stuff. Malaysia. I wish more people knew about it. It has everything you like about Thai, Indian, and Chinese food. I'm Italian, but the fact that no one is saying Turkey is nuts. It has an enormous advantage. Over the centuries, it's absorbed culinary traditions, spanning from the Byzantine world, Slavic populations, and the Levant, and down to Iran. If there is a single country whose cuisine can claim amplitude, quality, and singularity, it's Turkey. The French tradition is important as well, and is also understated here, but that's fairly routine as it's typically the first sacrificial victim in world culinary evaluation on the internet. Everyone must try Pacific cuisine at least once in their lives. The Cook Islands, Samoa, Fiji, Tonga, Niue, Tahiti, New Zealand, etc. They all have their own unique and delicious dishes. I haven't been there, but Anthony Bourdain says Vietnam, and I'm inclined to believe him. Not Scotland. All their food is based on a dare. Not to sound like a homer, but the United States. Being a land of immigrants, our food is a giant cross-section of the world. Some is very traditional and some is very Americanized. But it's all good. Then you add on some homegrown stuff, Texas barbecue, and Franken cuisines, looking at you, Cajun, and you've got a pretty stellar menu. Pick a Caribbean island. Any Caribbean island. Italy. But don't tell them that. They already think they're God's gift to cuisine. Mexico, even though it's essentially the same 10 ingredients prepared in different ways. But it works, and it works very well. Japan is definitely up there. I feel like Japan and France put so much effort and care into their ingredients and dishes that even a cheap bowl of ramen tastes better than one in the US that costs twice as much. Funny how much of a difference giving a crap makes. Now don't get me wrong, we have some amazing varieties in the US. Sometimes we just lack quality on the low end. So your dollar goes further for less in Japan or France. I always felt like Tunisia was criminally underrated. The food is really, really good. Savory, fresh, funky, bitter. We need a food Olympics. Vietnam, fresh and cheap. You can taste every ingredient. I just spent 3 weeks traveling around there. And since being back home, I've attempted to make my own here. India. The Indian subcontinent has one of the oldest living populations in the world. Over time, it's been invaded by the Greeks, Mongols, Persians, Afghans, Dutch, French, British, etc., all of which have contributed and enriched Indian cuisine. Then you have trade. Arabs, Italians, Portuguese, Chinese, etc., have been trading with India by land and water, also giving their contributions to the cuisine. And let's not forget, spices. The variety and diversity that Indian foods can offer are unmatched due to the fact that the food varies from state to state. Even the preferred type of cooking oil changes. Sadly, many non-Indians don't understand this. Many assume that Indian food is red-hot spicy, but this couldn't be further from the truth. In regards to Indian food being eaten with the hands instead of silverware, the Persian emperor once said to his European guests that eating with a fork and knife is like getting intimate through interpreters. I did not once see Germany in here, maybe for a reason, but I assure you that you won't be disappointed if you try a traditional dish in an authentic restaurant. I'm biased, but I'll say Portugal, starting with some amazing soups. Everyone needs to try caldo verde and sopa de grão de bico at least once. Then some amazing fish dishes. And not just codfish, there are hundreds. Finally, some awesome meats. Pasta à mirandesa and lombo asado are just two examples. I won't even start on the desserts. Hell, I just had supper, but I'm still getting hungry typing this out. The Balkans have the best salads, and I'd say Greece has the most underrated food. Once you go Persian, there is no other version. Trinidad. It's a blend of Indian, African, Spanish, Chinese, Syrian, and Lebanese. It tastes like none of the other islands. I wonder how many of these people saying India have actually been there. My husband and I traveled from one end of India to the other, and after a month of eating spicy Indian food 3 times a day, neither of us can stomach the thought of going to an Indian restaurant, even after being home for 4 months. I compare this to Thailand, where we came home and worked on cooking Thai recipes because we enjoyed their food so much. England. You can't beat a full English breakfast, fish and chips with HP sauce, or a roast beef Sunday dinner. Greece has amazing food. Their tomatoes taste so much better than what we get in the States. I never liked them much growing up, but visiting Greece and eating their salad every day made me a convert. So damn good. Seafood was great too. I wonder how many opinions in this thread are based on crappy mall restaurants that have nothing to do with the actual food from the country. Indonesia for sure, insanely good food. I have no idea why it's not more popular all over the world. It is in the Netherlands, so we are lucky. Their use of spices is out of this world, even better than India. Indonesian nasi goreng is the best fried rice there is. Cambodian cuisine was mind-blowing. Thai plus Indian plus Chinese with a smattering of French. It was amazing. Peru, I promise. I was so blindsided by it. So much fresh seafood and a heavy Asian fusion as well. They have it all. I'm Caribbean and our food is amazing. But man, Peru might have us beat. We're a close second though, haha. Jamaican oxtail or Haitian fried goat are 10,000 out of 10. Korea. No one asked fried chicken to be better, but we made it better anyways. You're welcome. Kentucky fried chicken? Nope, it's Korean fried chicken now. China. The breadth of options is staggering. I lived there 11 years and spent the last month trying to eat all my favorite foods, but it still wasn't enough time. The options and styles are mind-blowing. You have to give your palate a bit of time to adapt and go in with an open mind. But once you do, there is really nothing like it. I live in Japan now and love Japanese food, but China is the far and away winner.